Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and we're a little bit later again today because the patch notes have officially dropped for that balance patch going live later today, which sees, yes, this boy, King Plush getting nerfed, Imbue Priest getting buffed, wild changes. We know all the specifics, and some of them are out there. They are completely, King Plush is basically a different card now. Really interesting stuff. We're going to take a look at that and go through all the changes. And as always, enjoy the content on the channel. Feel like I've earned your subscription. Please hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like as we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers in that brand Bronzebeard cosplay. So hit that sub button, make me go brand. So yes, this patch going live later today. We have the dev comment here in this verse balance patch after Embers of the World Tree mini set. We're addressing power and play experience outliers, both in the mini set and in the cards before it. These changes are primarily aimed at reducing the speed and prevalence of single turn blowouts. I feel like we've been hearing that for years now. We're also buffing some of the deck archetypes that we want you to re-explore. On the wild side, we've also made some bans and card changes. Our philosophy with wild is still that we still step in less often, only to address particularly egregious play experience and balance outliers, but we'll make impactful changes when we do. Standard cards that are banned in wild are expected to be unbanned and adjusted when they rotate out of standard. So starting off, first change in Flickering Lightbot gets a 2 mana increase. That is extremely significant. It's rare that you get 2 mana increases in Hearthstone, unless it's Ceaseless and then it gets 25 mana, but obvious reasons on that one. But yeah, slows it down intentionally with like the tutor spell. You would play that on 3 and often it would come out for 0. The Libram of Clarity, I think it was called. That doesn't happen anymore, right? Unless you've somehow played 5 holy spells really quickly, and the giant part will come out just as fast, but this won't. So you don't get the early aggression of that 0 mana card, which also means a lot because you usually would play that and then target it with spells to speed up your other minions. So significant nerf. I'm hoping it addresses this card in an appropriate way, but you can't scoff at 2 mana. That is a lot. Next, we have the card that Shadow Step got nerfed, Harbinger of the Blighted. Nothing changes other than the mana. It goes to 3. So if you play Shadow Step on it, it's 1 mana now. It's no longer free. You can't coin it out on turn 1 and prep Web of Deception. It's a lot slower and probably a lot worse. It was only like truly really busted on 2 or on 1, and now it probably gets cut from a lot of rogue decks. I wouldn't be surprised, but that's the price you pay with Shadow Step. You remove cards for being in the game because that's just what it does. Tending Dragonkin also getting a 2 mana increase. 2 mana, so it's gonna, everything else stays the same outside of the stats. It does get +2 attack, +2 health, but yeah, 5 mana, copy the lowest cost beast in your hand. Very significant change as well. But yeah, if those 0 mana beasts are really impactful, could be really darn terrifying. And this is the big one. King Plush gets a text rework. Let's just show the card. Let's read what it says. Battle Cry. If your opponent has 15 or less health, return all other minions to their owner's decks and gain charge. That's right. This card does absolutely nothing if your opponent has 15 health or more. Nothing. It's just a 9 mana 6/6. So the idea is you can't just OTK with this card anymore. You have to get their opponent's health at least to 15, and then maybe you can do the imbue thing or use it to kill your opponent off. But if you've played those imbue decks, it's almost impossible to get good chip damage in. So you'd have to build like a hybrid aggressive deck that fights for board, pushes face damage, and then uses King Plush. So completely changes the card. How it'll be played, probably terrible, right? But in Wild, you do have Alexstrasza active right away. Who knows? But that's Wild. And yeah, I have no idea what to make of this nerf, but it is a flat out rework. It is straight up a rework of the card. It's completely different out of function. It could do effectively the exact same thing, right? It could do the exact same thing, except actually the attack buff doesn't matter, right? It just returns all of their minions. It doesn't have to have more attack anymore. So that's a little bit of a boost, but overall, yeah, King Plush might be dead for a bit. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what pops up. Maybe it's still broken with 5-mana Dragon Kid and whatever this is, but yeah, you're probably not getting plushed in one turn anymore. Cliff Dive goes to 7 mana, makes sense, slows down the Death Rattle deck or all those Cliff Dive decks significantly. Shaman has used this card before too, not recently, but Shaman, Cliff Dive used to be good in Shaman and not Demon Hunter. Now it's the other way. But yeah, it's pretty egregious at 6 and still probably sees play at 7. I don't think it's a dead card, but certainly slows it down. Symbiosis loses its buff. It used to, right? It costs 1 less. Now it doesn't. It's back to what it was. They need to scale Imbue Druid back a bit without trying to, murder it. And this is a nudge, a good one, because that card on 1 could be absolutely nutty. And I think you still play it. But yeah, maybe you don't. I don't know. We'll see. It's a 1-mana nature spell. You kind of need all the cheap nature spells you can get in that deck. It's just a little bit worse. Curse Campaign does not get the treatment I was hoping for of targeting a Warlock minion. Instead, it's just a minion, whatever. It's the same thing. It just goes to 4 mana. So Ancient of Yore, it's a little less flexible, and it can be a little bit harder to fit in with like your board clears in that. So we'll see if that's enough to scale back like the mass armor gain in Warlock, but it might not be, because I feel like every time I play this card, when I play like a Wheel Warlock or Deckless Warlock, I always have mana left. I swear I usually do. So we'll see if it's enough. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of Starship DK and Warlock after this patch, because they're not hit very hard, right? Ancient of Yore's not hit. Those decks could be pretty good. And I gotta admit, I'm biased. I love those decks, so I'm not too upset about it, but if they are really good, they're definitely going to get hit in the next patch. I can tell you that much, and then I'll be salty. But no, I understand. If something's too good, even if I like it, it should get nerfed, and I have no problem with that. Sing-Along Buddy does go to 3 mana, making the Imbue turn, especially with Druid and, again, Hunter, right? This Imbue Hunter gets just destroyed this patch. And yeah, this hurts Druid, this hurts Hunter, this hurts Mage in Wild and Standard as well. I think it still probably sees some play, but certainly a lot worse. And it does get an attack buff. It's no longer a 1/4, it's a 2/4, but certainly not nearly as effective as it will, as its original version. Neralax gets pretty much destroyed, this card, and I'm glad of it. Can we do the same thing for Murmur? If Murmur pops up after this patch, I could see Murmur getting the same treatment, where now it's just your first dragon each turn costs 1. You can play 1 dragon for 1 mana. So you could play this, Ysera, get like that 4 mana, and then you have to play the normal amount of mana on your dragons. You can't just play Ysera and your Briar Spawns and then your Zarimi. You can't do that anymore. You can play 1 big dragon. That's it this turn. If it survives, then you can play another one the next turn, but that totally destroys the Zarimi combo. Shallow Dristle goes to 8. Again, way too good and way too many decks. Ursol no longer corrupts this, so that whole spam is gone. You don't have to worry about that, and Paladin's got to do some rebuilding for this patch, because yeah, they get hit pretty significantly with this, but so does, like, I've seen this in Death Knight, Rogue, like almost every class I've seen this card in. It's super strong, and at 8, I hope it sees play. I don't dislike the card, but when it's this prevalent and you get that 0 mana sap in particular, it's really annoying, so we'll see how that goes. For wild nerfs, Order in the Court goes to 4. Huge, doubling the mana cost of the card. Can't curve into Call to Arms, you can't curve into Naws. Really hurts like Exodia, Call to Arms. It's a little bit less impactful for Holy Wrath. I expect Holy Wrath to probably still be good after this patch, because they didn't rely on this nearly as much. So look out for that Holy Wrath, maybe in a future patch, you never know. But yeah, this really hurts Paladin, which is like just dominating the wild meta right now, and it needed to be brought back. Scabs, Nova was right after all along. Now costs 2 less each card instead of 3, so you can't like get Bounty Board out for free. All these other like cards you could get out for free. Helps hurt the Spirit decks as well. Instead of double stacking it with Spirit and getting -6 mana, you're getting -4 mana, which is a big deal and should help out those really degenerate. This is more of a high legend degenerate combo thing, animation cheating thing, but it needed to be done, and I'm very glad I was right after 4 years. That Scabs was gonna break Hearthstone. What are they doing? I was right. Never question me. Grunty is a 4-star card. Anyways, Void Touched Attendant goes to 2 mana. Kind of what we expected. Can't just play it on 1 and win. You can play it on 2 and probably win. It probably still sees play. This card is insane in Wild. And yeah, at 2, I mean, it's double the cost. It is a huge deal in any Hearthstone mode, but I could still see play. I still see Shadow Priest probably sticking around. You didn't need this to just solely win. You have the Pirates and all that, but a huge outlier, and I'm glad to see it, you know, doubling in cost. Serenite Chaingang goes back to summon, well, this is the wrong, it says summon a copy of this minion, but the text itself, they probably corrected it by the time this goes live, but summon a Serenite Chaingang. So it won't go infinite again with Velen. That will not happen anymore. Just a quality of life thing for Wild. And I know, again, I saw comments on this almost every day for the last like 3 months. Ever since the whole thing started, there's always been like 1 or 2 comments at least every week about it, and that should make a lot of people happy. And I guess the people that like summoning infinite Velens are a little bit bummed out. And yes, we have the 2 bans in Wild. Ever Burning Phoenix, no longer playable. We talked about that yesterday. No longer infinite damage with Juggler and Umbra, and Grove Shaper will be banned as well. The naturalize what the stupid Floop's Gloop. There we go. Floop's Gloop interaction no longer possible. Just trying to get rid of these infinite combos that are Shutterwalk that, you know, it's 9 mana and kind of slow and all that stuff. So yeah, all these cards you'll get dust refunds on unless they're free cards or whatever. But I love this, like the nerf patch, I think near perfect. I would have looked out maybe for like the Miracle Rogue thing coming. Murmur stands out because I just don't want that to emerge. But what a patch to start off with nerfs. Like this should be a good reset on the ladder, but we're not done yet. We're not done. We got the buffs. And of course, the most hyped up one, Blessing of the Moon, the Priest Imbue hero power. This is going to get memed on so freaking hard. It has been reworked to, sorry, it's going to get memed so hard. Choose a playable priest, minion, or spell to add to your hand. It costs 1 less, but is temporary. I can't wait. Like, you call these playable? What it means, though, if I click this on 2, I'm going to be offered 2 0 mana cards if they're available. Or if I have a mana left over, I'll get offered a 1 mana or less card. You will never be offered a card unless the mana is not available in the pool that you can't play right away. So you're never getting like, oh, I got a 9 and a 7 drop. I can't play these this turn. It's useless. You're never going to get that. So it will always be playable. So it makes the hero power way, way more consistent. Will it make it good enough? I doubt it. Arena players are not going to be happy about this because it's already insane in Arena and it just got better. I'm sorry, Dreads. I'm sorry for your pain and loss, Dreads. But yeah, it's way better. Will it be good enough? I doubt it. Who knows? But yeah, I am very much looking forward to the playable where someone will click the button and just meme that there's no cards available. None of the priest cards are playable. So it is a very significant buff. We'll see what happens. And I was wrong. The Paladin hero power is going to 1. They're going to make it 1 mana. It's the only hero power I believe that has no direct impact value, so it kind of makes more sense, right? You're effectively clicking 2 to do nothing at the time, whereas you do get stuff later. So yeah, it'll be a lot more flexible and you'll be able to fit in way more hero powers in Imbue Paladin. That's good because you want to shuffle as many portals in to get as many. So I like the buff. I think it makes sense. And maybe Imbue Paladin be playable, which I would like. I thought it was fun, but it's just been pretty rough. Shadow Flame Suffusion goes to 2 mana, no condition, nothing other than that. 2 mana warrior card. You deal 2 damage actually. They took a damage away. That sucks. But yeah, deal 2 damage. Discover a minion with a dark gift. I mean, it would be pretty nuts to get 3, no condition, and get a thing, right? Normally there's a condition at least, so I guess it makes sense. Living Flame gets an attack, like why? Who cares? Like it's not gonna make the card any better. It's a tutor, but sure, It's a 2-mana 3/2. Just feels like a very random buff to me. Dark Rider, I said it'd be a 1/2. I was wrong. It's a 2/1. And yes, it's the same card. Nothing else changed. No text change. So yeah, Dark Rider now a 2/1. This one's a bit spooky. Spirit of the Keldori for Priest gets +1/+1 if you've hero powered. So everything else stays the same, but now you get +3/+3 total. So that could be a 2 mana, or if you discovered it for 0, 4/6 with Lifesteal and Taunt. That's pretty nuts. So this card might actually be pretty darn good now. An Overgrown Horror doesn't get increased mana cheat, but it goes to 4 mana. So 4 mana, you could cheat a lot of mana way faster. Will it make Wallow Dark Gift Warlock playable? Probably not, but maybe Dark Gift Spam will be playable, right? Wallow's too slow, probably, although this can help with that. But yeah, that is a pretty significant buff. So crazy patch goes live. This video is going live, I believe, at 9:15 a.m. Pacific. So 45 minutes later, this patch should be going live unless it's delayed. Sometimes it's a little bit later. I'll be streaming it on twitch.tv/Zeddy. We'll have a day 1 patch review tomorrow, deck recommendations the day after, and hopefully Hearthstone can be a little bit fun again. And by the way, the bug fixes on this patch are all Battleground, so I won't even bother showing them. So yeah, let me know what you think about it. I love this patch, at least in concept. I think it's great. Both Standard and Wild are getting love, and the only thing I'm really worried about is like the Miracle Rogue and Murmur Shaman and whatever. We'll see if they're good. If they are, they'll probably get nerfed, and we'll go from there. So yeah, we'll see how it goes out. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.